what really is autoimmunity and what causes it?
Autoimmunity is self against self, right? So basically what happens is your immune system has made a mistake and it's decided you're the problem. So now what happens is it started attacking you. We have the classic autoimmune diseases, but what we failed to recognize is that a large number of people are struggling with diseases. What's happened a lot in these individuals is that they've gotten an infection or a series of infections, and the immune system broke. Body builds antibodies to a flu virus. In addition to the flu, because it's very specific for the flu, and it's specific for a specific type of flu, the acquired immune system is very, very precise in what it's supposed to go after, and it needs to be because that's one of the strongest immune components we have. Well, it breaks sometimes. And when it breaks, it then looks at other tissues in your body, not infrequently the brain, and it says, you know what? That looks a lot like the virus. As such, I'm going to go kill that. Well, now it's killing your brain. So this autoimmunity business is a much bigger issue than we originally thought it was. We originally had it confined to these autoimmune diseases. These chronic illnesses are also happening as a result of infections, and they're far more common. So we've got better than 20 million people because now post-COVID syndrome is an immune dysfunction. And remember, in COVID, what kills you isn't the bug. What kills you is your immune system. So people die from a gross overreactivity of the immune system.
Now, you said something a minute ago that your body thinks your brain, or your immune system thinks your brain looks like the virus, so it'll go after it. Can you tell people, what do you mean when you say that? On a molecular level, like, what does it mean to look like a virus?
Let's talk about inflammation in the body. Inflammation's a lot of things in the body, right? So you have an allergy. You got a runny nose, your eyes are itchy. Okay, what's the story? Well, pollen, you have antibody response to pollen. Fine. There's a couple of ways to go about getting rid of it. You can get out of the pollen. You can do immunotherapy where you train your immune system to stop paying attention. Now, if you skin your knee and you get a bacterial infection in the knee, that's a different issue. So what's happening, there are white cells are now attacking the bacteria that have come in to infect the knee, and that's the innate immune system. So you need an antibiotic in this case to kill the bacteria, and that will get rid of the inflammatory response because the innate immune system won't need to continue to respond to it. So it's really important when we're talking about inflammation in the body is that we understand where it comes from and what the target is. Are we going after the bug itself? Because sometimes the bug can overwhelm you, and that's going to be the thing that can kill you. All right. If the immune system's reaction to the bug sometimes, that will be the thing that may do you in. Now, it gets even a little bit more complicated than that. Now, the innate immune system we used to think was a dumb system, on-off. And in fact, it ain't so dumb. It does learn, and it will ramp up faster each time it gets exposed to something. So think about the innate immune system. One of its jobs is you're going to remodel your kitchen. And the first thing that has to happen is you have to do demolition. So part of the innate immune system job is to come in and wipe out all the dead cells. Now, suppose they get a little drunk, and suppose they get a little carried away with themselves, and now they're looking at your dining room guy. We think that needs to be revised also. So they start tearing up your dining room. And then they look around and they go, the living room could probably use some work now that we've got the dining room all torn up, so we'll tear that up also. All lovely, except if it happens to be your brain that they're tearing up. The innate immune system in the central nervous system of the brain is microglia and mast cells, microglia being the main. And so we were looking at all of the things that could potentially set off the microglia in order to cause them to start attacking your brain. Now, obviously, infections is one of those things, because microglia respond to if there's excessive cell death. If you got lots of them dying off, the microglia become highly reactive, and they start cleaning up a lot of stuff. And then it's supposed to leave and call in the general contractor to do repair. If it doesn't leave, if it continues to do the damage that we talked about, then you've got a long-term problem. What does chronic inflammation in your brain look like? Chronic fatigue. Lots of generalized stuff that will leave all of the other labs looking completely normal. So you're not fatigued because your thyroid's low, and you're not fatigued because you're depressed, although you may be depressed, but the depression is because your brain's inflamed. So then we got to go look at what caused the inflammation in the brain.